Welcome to Turtle Island Tetragrammaton. My name is Nicholas. I'm a gender fluid person of trans experience and a Christian patriot. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm reading this article from Freedom Absolute. I'm going to read it out loud. I wanted to read it, so I'm just going to do it. Trying to wake up, to be honest. If you get the chance, check out Freedom Absolute's Substack. That's where I'm reading this from. This article seems to be from Jolly D, so the title will be reading from Jolly D. Freedom Absolute, Pantera Vita Private Society. They do a lot with a whole range of topics which all relate to the system of containment and the way out of the matrix. Those words mean nothing to some people, but some things to other people. I'm just gonna read it. I think it's pretty short. Yeah, it's not too long. The topic is integrity. The degradation and disappearance of integrity, what it has caused in this world. There are many things that have improved in this world over the years. One could list a bunch of things, from the speed of travel across land, air, and sea, to the ability to communicate with one another across the world, whatever shape or design you believe it to be. It is large, so to travel faster and to communicate more easily and quickly has become most useful. There are also some things that may appear to have improved, but actually they haven't, such as medicine and food. But those are not the topic of discussion I am having with myself right now. No, there is something particular that I would like to share, and it comes directly from under the heading I have used for this article: the degradation of integrity. So what am I referring to, you might be wondering? With the development of the internet and all that can be done online, including the above-mentioned ability to communicate more quickly, much has also started to shift in the way of access to sites, accounts, social media, etc. Some may say that it is improving, that security is better and better. One is looking for, quote, privacy and, quote, security. But privacy and security from whom and what? This whole move to create better and more secure ways to log into one's accounts comes at the expense of time and convenience. Parentheses, for example, frequent time-consuming issues with higher security and more, quote, verification requirements, end parentheses. It comes at the expense of the ability to do what should be simple tasks without the use of AI and other tech. It comes at the expense of our ability to use our brains to remember stuff. How many passwords can you remember at this point? Probably not very many, because most of them now require, at very least, 8 digits, but usually way more. They require at least an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, a number or 2 or 3, and some special characters, to the point of having something that no one can remember without a great deal of time and effort to remember it. You're required to use something like this, and it gives an example of a string of digits, numbers, and symbols. So now what? Oh yeah, use your computer to remember it for you. Can you remember having up to 50, sometimes more, phone numbers in your head? Probably not if you are under 40. I can remember knowing at least 50 phone numbers, including international codes for European countries, the area code and the actual number, as well as the same for US and Canada numbers when I lived in Ireland in the 80s and 90s. I could just reel them off when someone asked someone's phone number. More recently, I could also remember almost all of my passwords for online logins, even ones that needed at least one uppercase, one lowercase, one number, and one special character. But what is happening now? All the above mentioned complicated computer-generated inherent codes jam-packed with special characters are required, or you are notified that your password is, quote, weak. This short comedy piece might remind you many of the journey we have been on, and this is 4 years old. It's much worse now. It links to an article or maybe a video here. Michael nearly lost his mind trying to remember his password. Quote, oh, but it's fine. Your computer can remember them for you, end quote. Oh, really? That is fine, is it? The upcoming requirements, in case you're not aware, the simple routine of entering your username and password is soon to be a thing of the past. To log in to your favorite websites and social media platforms using a, quote, pass key or a code sent to your email account leaves you with the necessity of always being reliant on such technology. Except for remembering your own phone number, actually just the last 4 digits to request a verification code, because your number is saved in the account details on your phone or computer. There is no more remembering phone numbers or usernames and passwords. Nope, you have to rely on the machine to help you receive the passcode. Okay. Don't stand on the keyboard. God. No, don't stand on the keyboard. Get away from the keyboard, please. There's no more remembering phone numbers and usernames and passwords. Nope, you have to rely on the machine to help you receive the passcode, passkey, verification code, or whatever other name the set of numbers or letters is called in order to gain access to something that in theory is yours, such as your online account. The new applications for keeping and providing your passwords, such as 1Password, can automatically log you in. Hey, what the heck? No thinking required. Just a click here and there, and your computer will grant you access just like that. It makes me mad just thinking about it. It is about control, taking away all natural abilities to think for oneself and to be independent of unnatural assistance. It is all set to drive you crazy to try to do it on your own. So you relent and give up and just go with the program. Okay, so there is nothing inherently wrong with using AI or other technology. But what is wrong is using it in complete oblivion and ignorance. If you are fully aware of what you are doing, why you are doing it, and that you are the one in charge, and that it is your servant, then that is okay. But if you are not, quote, in charge, and it is not your servant, and you have become completely reliant upon it, then it is taking away from your freedom and ability to choose how to conduct yourself. The reliance on this is the issue I am talking about, and to have no choice is not a choice I wish to make. We must not let go of our own conscious independence and abilities to be the creator of our lives and experience. So why all these effing passwords and codes? Well, this is where the integrity part comes in. You see, we have become used to needing usernames and passwords now for pretty much everything we do on the internet. This is the same as how we have become used to locking the house and the car. When we leave the house, go out in the car and do something, most people would never consider leaving the house or car unlocked. Or to leave your bike or motorcycle or scooter or skateboard or anything else you wish to see again without attaching it to something with chains and locks of one kind or another. Everything has to be locked somehow. What has happened to the people? For example, why can't I ride my bike to the park, leave it somewhere? I'm back. Why can't I leave it somewhere and go for a nice walk and come back and find it still where I left it? Well, evidently I can't, because I did that twice in a big park in Southern California, east of LA. The first bike I forgot to lock when talking to someone on the phone when I got to the park. I leaned it against a bike rack and walked off. When I came back, it was gone. The second bike I did lock with a cable bike lock. One of the park workers apparently cut the lock off and rode off on my bike. Someone saw it happen. This is an example of what is happening everywhere. We need security in every moment of every day, from parking your car, parking your bike, leaving your house, and now locking your online accounts. So to answer my own question of why I can't ride my bike to the park and leave it somewhere without the likelihood of it not being there when I get back. And also, why do I have all the above mentioned security keys and passwords for each of my online accounts and memberships? It's because there are fewer and fewer people who have integrity. It has gone over the top now with all this security. Double and triple passwords, codes, fingerprints, face scans. Maybe some saliva or breath will be next, or blood. And this is just to log on to X or Instagram. Why is that? Because people do not have integrity. The amount of fraud that is going on in the world, especially on the internet, is beyond imagination. And it gives a link here to a channel I tuned into yesterday. It says, watch the scammer playback team payback on YouTube, and you will find out what a huge operation scamming is. These awesome scammer payback guys find the scammers and catch them. It's really good to see that it is being countered, but is that enough? No, those guys can only do so much. The situation is that people just want stuff that is not theirs. They want to scam anyone they can, scam and steal from. And with all the clever strategies they use to scam people, they could use that creativity to do something good rather than stealing from others. But they don't, because they do not have any integrity. This is the result of humanity losing connection with one another. This is the result of not being self-responsible, self-directive, self-generating, and self-correcting, which are the foundational principles for Pantera Vita members and should be for all of humanity. This is the result of the loss of integrity, honesty, and simple organic humanity. People are no longer humane human beings. They are tuned into, quote, what's in it for me, end quote, and do not even think of assisting other living beings around them. To be humane means to be, quote, marked by compassion, sympathy, or consideration for humans and animals, end quote. So how many, quote, humans are considerate of other humans these days? Simply not enough. I'll read the footnote. Footnote: when using the word human, it is meant in the general meaning of man, woman, young woman, or, quote, bipedal primate animal, end quote, rather than the infamous legal definition. The purpose of this article is to draw attention to the point that the reason we have this whole hullabaloo of having to log into various sites and using one password or 2 or 3 codes, or a fingerprint or face and eye scan or whatever else that is being brought forth nowadays is because people not being respectful of one another's stuff. It's a complete loss of compassion, care, and respect for one another. And people are making what they call, quote, a living off others by fraud and scams. But that is not life. That is not living. It is abhorrent to a humane human being to observe this happening all the world over. It is totally insane, and it is enough to send those of us who still conduct ourselves using integrity to stop and look at how insane this has become, while most everyone else just goes along with the program and thinks that it is totally, quote, normal to have to go through the insanity of having 1, 2, 3, and probably soon up to 10 effing passwords, codes, and other identifying items to get into their X account. Is this okay with you that this is happening? Quite normal and acceptable? Do you have freedom absolute having to do all of the above? This is all worth pondering. What could we do to bring humans back to humanity, being humane? How could we possibly stop this madness? And this topic of locking up everything is just the tip of the iceberg. Perhaps it has to get worse before it gets better. It links to an article. This article has some ideas and options to take us beyond the, quote, strong password that you can't possibly ever remember. To get some sort of comprehension of how big this password has become, look at what can happen. It links to an article that says 16 billion passwords leaked. Can you even start to comprehend how much data that is? and that was passwords to only Apple, Facebook, Google, and other social media. So the question is, are your passwords safer online in 1Password or other password saving programs, or in your head? Can a hacker get the password out of your head? Not remotely anyway. Or at least not yet. What's coming next? Can you see how insane all this has become? Or are you insane just going along with it? This is because people are not honest. Period. And here's the ending image. Integrity. So that's cool. I just wanted to read Jelly D's article. Try to wake up. So that's it. It's without commentary. And disclaimer, Jelly D really helped me in a lot of ways. I had a few conversations with her on Truth Social, and it kind of made me think a little bit. So I'm going to present a few more articles here. I might mess around and just, I don't know, I could go into work late. Maybe I will, because I wanted to read another article. I'm going to check out the article, see what it's, see how long it is, and consider if I need to go into work late. I got a long shift today. Be there fucking all day. Oh, that's cool. Get my money. All my money. So, give me my money. Thanks for joining me. This has been Turtle Island Tetragrammaton. Have a blessed day. Bye.